Testing, testing. Hey, you will make it TV followers, viewers, and supporters across the globe. Thank you for tuning in to another live segment discussion topic here at You Will Make It TV. Please remember to hit that subscribe bell. You're just helping us to build our following over here, our supporters. And every time you hit that subscribe bell, you just let another person, like I might have came up with the idea and said, hey, the world could use more inspiration. But you're just proving that you also agree. And we all inspire one another several different ways. But happy Saturday to you guys out there. Happy, what holiday is it? I know the holiday ain't today, y'all. What is it? Columbus Day they're talking about. So, and stay tuned. I might come back and actually do a live informational, insightful topic about Christopher Columbus as well. Because for those that don't know, he has a lot to do with his work and the founding fathers of pretty much coming to the lands of America and finding this land, scouting this land out. I ain't gonna say he found it, but he pretty much discovered it. And this is when England and all these other countries decided they would come and move to America. So what a holiday to come around, you know. And let's be sure, guys, I encourage you guys that you will make it to before you celebrate the next holiday. I don't care if it's Thanksgiving, Christmas, a birthday, like research the origin of some of these practices. You'll be very surprised at the information that you might find. So once again, we wish you guys a happy weekend out there. We're just coming back to dedicate to another domestic violence awareness topic. And it's pretty much about how I feel like I was inspired this morning listening to a story of a step parent. Because I thought about it and I said, man, step parents really, to me, do not get the credit out here that they deserve. Notice how they have Mother's Day, Father's Day. They even have National Sister and Brother Day. They have holidays for every other family member, but they might have one out there that I ain't heard about, but you just don't hear about step parent day. And it's not that, I don't think it's because everybody don't have a experience with step parents. Actually, step parents are very common. They're very common family members. You know what I'm saying? Especially in modern day family units. So we're just here to talk about that a little bit. Shout out to the step parents of the world today, because we know that nobody's perfect, but I just sense something deep in my heart. I have a deeper love too for step parents and like what they might endure behind the scenes sometimes, because it's like they shouldn't be penalized just for signing up to fill in a position, to me, you know. And anything I straight on my stream today is just my commentary, reaction, and opinions. My segments are not dedicated to trying to get a reaction out of it. Like I said at the beginning of the stream, we're here to inspire. How can you be inspired and you only have one perception all your life? Like, that's the point of inspiration. Something triggers a change within your world, within your life, within the steps that you take each day, right? The first level of that would be inspiration. Nobody just like woke up and decided they were motivated or inspired somewhere. And we all get motivation and inspiration from different places. So that's just not our MO here. I don't crave that type of attention, actually. And I'm just speaking for me right now, speaking my truth. I don't crave the type of attention where a million people sitting around talking about how I was trying to do exactly that. Like, oh, she started becoming a speaker to offend people. Let's get real with ourselves. You were a speaker. You talk a lot all your life, honestly. You just were a great communicator. Now you dedicate that gift to, and that's just for now. Some people go higher than this. They get bigger radio platforms. They get bigger TV stations. We don't know where, just like the next other course of somebody else's life. I don't know what course they might be 10 years from now, 5 years from now. It's the same with me. So I don't know where that came from, but maybe I was just saying that for the record. That's just not what we come here to do. And see, it's some channels and platforms out there that don't care. They offend people every day because guess what? Their opinions are just that different. People get all worked up about politics, but see, family topics are another one that no matter where you're talking, at your local park, at your local Starbucks, at the community events, when family gets brought up, it's usually a good thing. Like when you're talking about the dynamics and the relationships and the true meaning and the true experiences that people have had. No, not all of them are just positive. Like people see things from the way that they want to see it. And I just feel like step parents of the world are not reverenced enough. They're not understood all the time either, if you ask me. Because what did I start out saying? Let's think about it. They actually willingly put themselves. Of course, you're doing the same thing when you become a parent, right? You do the acts that lead to you becoming a parent with somebody. But see, a step parent, you didn't even take that step. That ain't how you become a step parent. It's just that you might willingly step into the picture. You might willingly step into a man or a woman's life, because this is not just about fathers, but I am shedding light on the stepfathers of the world for a second and giving reverence and flowers and things like this where it's due. And God hears me, the heavens hears me, hell hears me. And the stepfathers of the world, maybe one day they will hear where I'm coming from. But some of us do try to consider and understand what it might be like to walk in a stepmother or father's shoes. Now, like I was explaining this morning, a step parent, to me, you're legally not even that unless you're married to these children's other parent. Or am I tripping here? See, some people easily, they may imagine a position. They might imagine a role. They might even desire somebody's position or role. But technically, every single relationship title in a family unit is a separate, different family member than the next. Unless both of y'all are second cousins or both of y'all are cousins to such and such. But see, the uncle's role and the father's role, well, let me say position. These are all different positions when you're in a family. These are all different positions. And don't you dare think for a second that if we know in regular life people will envy your position, what do you think about family units, work environments and stuff like this? People, yes, that's a reality of the world. People sometimes behind the scenes envy your position. Period. Some of these positions we're born into, in my opinion. Others, you willingly sign up for. Maybe the position of marriage, that's something that you choose. In some countries, we talked about that a little bit here at You Will Make It TV. Some countries, they don't choose because that's their culture or tradition, right? But some positions, I think I said it like this before, just giving people a brighter perspective of inspiration. Some people think when you just talk about domestic violence, it's supposed to be stories about abuse. And I'm showing people something for a second real quick. I do admit that. No, every topic don't. We do appreciate advocates that go there because those are a part of the realities too. But to me, why wouldn't you talk about the actual relationship, the tarnishing, the breaking, the division of these actual relationships that lead to then the domestic circumstances sometimes? This is my opinion. No, like I said earlier on other live domestic violence awareness streams, no domestic violent dispute just falls out of thin air like a feather floating in the wind. It started with somebody feeling some type of way, some miscommunication. Because what do you think therapists and psychologists end up coming down to when it comes to conclusions? When it comes to conclusions and they really get to more observe and follow and study a family, that's all it be. Misunderstandings, miscommunication. Words like this. Words like this. Like, do people even understand positions? But they want them. Whether it's in an employment site, like I said, or in family units, or in relationships, they'll parade like they desire these positions, that they crave these positions, that they're even the best man or woman for the position. And that's the same thing in a family. But we have to remember, some positions people were born into, period. Period. They didn't even ask. That starts with the babies first. All the babies of the world, nobody asked who their parents was going to be. So I feel like we can bring that back into the schools too. Like, well, I ain't gonna say back because it probably never was there. But you tell me what class in school, unless you're in a university type program and you are studying family psychology or something like that. But most basic standard education curriculum does not require instructors to teach our children about family dynamic units. What should be going on, what shouldn't be. They just don't have a class for that yet. I'm sorry, they don't. There's no class in anybody's curriculum schedule in school that says today this class is, and you got to make a good grade in this, and this is family culture dynamics unit. They don't have that. So guess who people learn this from? Guess how they gain the experiences or any knowledge or lessons about what they think family is. Guess who they learn it from? They're going to either learn it from people that they see every day, which that's called society, right? That's called influence. That's just called the world. Because no matter what you're going through, right? The world is still living and going on, whether you know what family is or not. That's where you're picking up. Oh, so this is what having a cousin is like. This is what a brother and a father looks like, or this is what friendships look like. Because you might see that on TV, you might see that outside in waking life somewhere. Shout out in the chat. Happy birthday to all the October babies. From You Will Make It TV, from our family to yours. We even have a few October babies. All Libras, shout out to you. But yeah, back to that. I just feel like there's just positions, every position. I already made that point, but every one of them is going to be different. Your father might treat you well, but he probably wouldn't be your husband's position. Like, that's not his position in your life. I think people be whole envying people's position, because to them, who you're positioned to, with, around, some people just look at that kind of stuff. When it comes to looking at individuals and finding out more about who an individual is and stuff like this, they might try to study, like, they might feel like they can see more. I know who you really are, depending on who and how you are with your family. Well, let's talk about it, because in each and every family dynamic and family unit, and not just the household, because I say that family extends further than households. Wouldn't everybody say? Family, influence, connections, or what you would call it, because we're talking about positions. A husband positions wouldn't be a father's. A husband can be a father, but a father can be anybody. You see? We're just talking about the position of a father altogether, the position of a grandfather, the position of a stepfather or a stepmother. Like, what do they go through? You see? They're step parents. These are positions for those that didn't understand and know. If it needs to be reclarified, Domestic Violence Awareness Month is a great time to talk about and remind people, in an inspirational way. Every position in the family is different. Sorry, guys, I had to take a pause break, but positions. If you don't get anything else out of this stream that you learn and got a new perception about, you remember that word that we talked about today. It's called a position. On a baseball field, you might have a position that you play. On a sports team, in a workplace, and it applies to family. It applies anywhere. What's funny? Toxicity in like relationships, it can be festered in a community of people. That's what's very real about it. Dreamy, stop yelling. You're okay. Stop yelling. Mama's on her stream. Why are you screaming? Did you die on the game? It's okay. Stop screaming. You're scared us.
Okay, Mom.
Let me see. Oh, you're playing her. Help her eyes. Give her some makeup. I said I was going to start personally downloading makeover type apps because it's really therapeutic. It can be really, what's the other word? ASMR, to just sit there and dress a whole avatar, just kind of create one is what I mean. Does anybody else feel that out there? Thank you guys for the likes so far. You can help us get the likes up, but yes, I feel like we need to talk about that more in society too when it comes to domestic violence awareness. Positions are real, and for positions will forever be real. So who's a part of the problem? You got people walking around here now envious or want to take or feel somebody else's position. Like, what's up with that? Not just in families. We talked about workplaces. We talked about schools. Any environment where everybody has a different position. Of course, most positions come together as a team, don't they? Look at baseball and the sport of baseball. I mean, everybody got a different position and part that they play to help get these home runs where they need to be. Home runs should be so casual and regular and frequent in just about every family's life that it could be, if you look at it from a baseball field type perspective, because everybody has a different position. The aunt shouldn't look like the uncle, and the uncle like the cousin, and the cousin like the dad. They all different positions, but they will all be on the same team. They family, right? They all but that don't mean like everybody got to be nutty buddy all the time. The Nutter Brother bars. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Everybody don't have to be that. We're not forcing or saying or trying to enforce. I don't even think family courts out there be trying to enforce that. You do have a right as a parent, as a step parent, as a child, if you would also like to break away. Once again, some positions people are just born into. It's uncommon. You hear that about royalty though. Very rarely do they just get to decide, oh, I don't want to be a part of this bloodline anymore when it's some royal stuff going on. That's what's crazy about really talking about family culture dynamics in modern day times. It's just always been like that in royal families, like if or just certain families. Maybe in the families of celebrities though, you notice some of their members, they can choose like, yeah, I don't want to be in the spotlight, in the headlines, just because somebody near and dear to me is living that life. So I always said personally I would be the same way. You can't just force everybody attached to you to want the spotlight just because you might get a lot of attention. Let's say you're not on social media at all. There were always popular people out there before social media existed. What you mean? Just likable people out there, right? And so let's say you might have a two, three, four in the family or the workplace that just seem to have that, like that. They attract that. That don't mean just because you're their buddy or something, you want that same kind of attention that person gets. Have people forgotten that? It's almost like if you get on social media today and 20 family members ain't on there, people could still find them if they wanted to, just because just because your one self is on there. Because don't they say friends or people you know or followers you might have still, but if they don't have accounts, you probably wouldn't have them as followers on any platform. It's just still the simple fact that, like, hey, you were connected to me in some kind of way. And I'm trying to get the topic out. I might have been on the internet type of deal. See, anybody can easily feel like that. Like, I don't want attention just because you get attention. That's the same thing in a marriage too, or a relationship. Let's say your man used to getting attention, or your woman's used to getting attention. I told people you have to understand positions. Y'all know when people be funny and be like, stay in your lane or know your position. I just find those type of quotes funny when people use those against people, because like, it's really real. Your own lane is one thing, but your own position, that's a whole different definition. Oh, so I was saying, what do we do if your boyfriend, man, husband is used to getting a lot of attention? What do I mean? You turn heads, you get likes, you get attention. Likes, because before likes existed, most people just, if you draw in auras and energy and people just attracted to you, what can that person do about that? Didn't we just talk about people being born into their positions? Some things you were born and that's on you and in you, and you can't even help it. There's a few things I've done in life, and somebody that loved me said, you can't help it. Somebody that knew you longer than you knew yourself. It's crazy. They could be like, they meant it in a, like an inside joke way. Like, this is just in your blood. You can't help what you just did. You can't help how you was just feeling or what you just said or what you enjoy. With some things in our lives, I do believe it could be like that. Like, you think it's just you, but another person looking at it like, because maybe they've seen 5, 7 other family members in your bloodline, even if you didn't meet them, who act just like you, or who felt just like you, or who moved just like you, or who used to sing just like you, right? I'm trying to give more realistic examples, like singing, dancing, talents you might love, art, gymnastics, and you think that's just you, but the family trying to tell you your great somebody used to do that too, right? And people think, maybe they think it don't mean nothing. So I feel like understanding positions is very important. And what might come, we just talking about positions. Now, I'm finna talk about, I'm not gonna go in detail, but I feel like what comes with those positions will be the next level, I guess, of this topic. Any parent have more, I wouldn't say more, but they have a separate set of responsibilities than people who are not parents or people whose kids are already fully grown. But once you become a parent, you really always that. But I'm saying under normal circumstances, you really always that. No matter how old or distant a child seems or becomes. So, and see what I mean with people playing with people positions? Like, you can say what you want to about it, but no matter how old a child get and how distant they go, the day that person gave birth, they were a parent. Now, did they play their position is the question. Now, you can hate a person position. That person can hate their position. The next person can hate their position. But guess what? Now, the level of topic is what comes with positions. Why would a person want to wear the position of the face of the position, the name of the position? Now I feel like I'm preaching. The area of the position. They want everything that come with the position, but what actually might come with the position, like the other things that make the position that, like a person being born into it. Now, you can wear the face of that all that you want to, but it's like, that would tell a lot. You know what I'm saying? If that person shows signs of doing something that somebody in the 1800s did, just like they actually blood to somebody, like they sing just like they great mother Billie Jean did, grandmother. That's not stuff you can cover up and hide, but I say go for it. If people feel like they can just clone everything, like that's crazy. Wouldn't a person show some they might sometimes, they might show signs that they're actually a lot like other people who were in that bloodline at once upon a time too. So we talked about bloodlines a little bit, what might come with people positions and family units, why it's important and awareness that if people have better understanding of that. I don't have time to envy your position, and I have a better understanding of your position. Anybody. Oh, you're a mother? I might understand your position a little bit because I'm a mother. You a sister? I might understand your position a little bit. I'm a sister. I've played the role of a sister or a position of a sister before. Even to people if they wasn't like blood related to me. Because people use the lingual sis, bro. It's very common today in a certain lingo how the young people talk. And they might say like, or A1, day one, all these different terms they use. I still say it describes positions. You see, if I understand it better, I'm too busy understanding mine too, like actually living my position in life. How would I have time, time, anywhere to envy somebody else's position? And I understand their position. They don't have to know I understand their position. You a great uncle, I might understand your position a little bit. Not even just a regular uncle. You an uncle and a great uncle. Do people give you your flowers? Do they understand your position? Are you what's another example? Like you might be a parent, but you might be a step parent too. Going back to the topic of positions, because you better understand the people that envy people's positions, they understand your positions. Why you don't? You think envy just fall out of thin air? There's nothing to be envy of if nothing is right there to envy. So yes, positions matter. No matter how transparent we have to be about it, positions do matter. You can say, "Oh, I see that person position, but I feel like they don't play their position well." That's all you can say. You can't dispute that that's their position though. Period. Was they born into it? Was they rewarded it? Was they honored it? How they get their position? Once again, I said in my opinion, this is my reaction to Domestic Violence Awareness October 2025. The better we understand one another's positions, it fills the void immediately. You're healing. Because now you're looking at life through a new set of eyes. And you're saying, oh, life ain't just all about me. People will literally put the spotlight on your life and try to make it that. But the reality is, this world is not just about any one person. That's what's crazy. It's crazy and it's true. It's a crazy truth, I guess you could say. But baby girl, start us some crab legs. Or y'all busy? Oh. Oh yeah, I did need to do that. But it looked like it's gonna rain. I do not have time for that. It'll still be there. They give you 14 days to pick it up. Then of course they would have to throw it away because I don't even think it's 14. I think it's like 7 days. But I am being honest. And I can put another one on there if we need to. Can you have what? They're in the freezer somewhere. We can start it when you guys come back. That's okay. You guys look busy. Come here, Boom. Come here, Boom. Aw. Well, the laptop is over here. Can you what? Okay, yes. I need this open for her, though. See how I'm giving you a yes, but I'm asking for something. I'm doing that with other people in life, too. She's staying. I got your back. Why can't your other sister go with you? Okay, I have $1 for a soda.
Can I eat these?
Oh, yeah, I forgot about those. No!
For you?
No, I have some other change. I was trying to save those.
I'll just use one.
I'm looking for my black purse. Oh. My business all on live. Come on, y'all. Thank you, subscribers. No, it's a purse that looks like a little pouch. It's black.
Hey, what did you do with my phone?
Positions. That's the word. This untoward and rebellious generation that God actually said, it was like spoken and prophesied about was going to be like this. Now listen to the two words. This is how it actually says it in the scripture. The two words is untoward. I guess I should look it up in Hebrew I should look up that word. But it says untoward, rebellious, and the word stiff-necked. God might not did a lot of cussing, but the terms he used to describe, that's another thing with certain positions. See how I talked about positions positively? But maybe he was describing like how people use their positions. Like I said, they one person might have an opinion like, oh, I feel like that person played their position well. Another person might feel like, that person. But either way, you can't dispute the position itself. So God called this position a whole generation. It wasn't a family member. It wasn't just the fathers. It wasn't just the mothers. It wasn't just the children. But it is fun to hear, the world kind of dispute what they feel like, different scriptures. Me, I'm a part of it too. I'm like, hey, maybe here's a different perspective about that. Like, untoward, stiff-necked, rebellious generation. The position is generation. You can't erase that. Maybe they physically try to with like population control, all this different crazy stuff, but really you can't erase the history of a whole position that somebody once walked in. You might can try to, like I said, I ain't gonna say that's impossible that you can't try to. But that would be proving what I said is true, and that people do be trying to sabotage and just maybe even take over people's positions, period. Positions and whole like families, workplaces. I don't care what kind of environment it is. You gonna just pretend people don't have positions out here? They might be a father, a stepfather. Hold on, let me keep going. Like different positions. A stepmother, like I said, you can be a mother and a stepmother. If you know how to play some people, they're so talented, even in athletes and athletics, they play more than one position. Give it here. Here you go. Here you go. And one of these. Let me have the other two back. Because that would be, let me have that one back. You can use two. So Naya can get one. It's over there somewhere. Wherever it is. I was so yeah, like the sooner we get back to the basics with this, all of us could work on it. Like remembering that every day, every position is different. Period. And that people serve their different positions in the world. All you can say at the end of the day is like, oh, I don't feel like that person played their position well. Have we noticed that? Let's say your position is a rapper, for example. You might have followers and people that, because you're gonna have fans if you are famous. That's the point about that. But fans might even give their critique and say, hey, I don't like how this person played their position or use their position this day or that day, or hey, I think that person plays their position well, as best as they can. It's just so many different viewpoints on it. Oh, it's getting kind of chilly out here.
It's not that cold.
Yay, the winter's coming. All right. Hey, Nine, why are you going that way?
It's at least the same way. What are you talking about?
Emery has the change. Hey, where are you going, Pooh?
I'm going to take it.
Okay, I'm back. So we were talking about positions a little bit. And it probably is a touchy topic. Remember how we were saying on other streams earlier this week pertaining to domestic violence, that awareness, because people think all you can talk about is like how somebody was abused, how somebody was misused, how somebody was whatever. Okay, that's not the only part of awareness to me. That's like trying to do breast cancer awareness and you only talk about the sickness itself. You don't talk about what the actual victims of this sickness go through. You don't talk about like the symptoms and what can help ease the symptoms and how their lives change. Even because some people do survive multiple ranges of cancer and other sicknesses out there. But remember how we were talking about some positions are inherited or they're passed down or you were born into it. So how could you? That's crazy. You could change your identity, all of that, all you want to, but I guess trying to change that too is still diverting a person from their whole position. That's crazy. Like you just take their identity, place it on somewhere else or somebody else. Like how is that not playing with a person's position in life? Okay, so remember me saying you might have a mother and a stepmother. That's two different positions. One person can feel. Could they be at a million places at one time? No, that is not what I'm saying. Physically, nobody can be at a million places at one time. I guess unless you're on a screen, a video camera somewhere. And even then, how is that you playing your position? But God got me speaking on this for a reason. So you saying that's cousin such and such, that's this person, okay? What is your position to that person? How is a person playing their position? If you're playing your position on camera at any given time, that's your position. The star, the main person, that's your position. Even if you're forced into that, that's your position. Anytime anybody recording, they on camera, they doing audio, anything digitally like that to me, whether you chose to do it or not, that's your position. You no longer can just say, oh, what's this person's other positions in life? You just made their position camera, TV. If they didn't ask for it, you put them in that position. Because we didn't talk about that part when it comes to abuse and how people kind of overlook that sometimes. And if you don't, maybe, because at least you being able to say, hey, I tried to point this out to a person, you feel better. You sleep better at night. When it comes to maybe helping, giving some constructive criticism or some positive critique to somebody about their position. That's about all you can do, in my opinion. So you keep relationships as healthy as possible, because to me, stable might not be completely healthy, but it's not like it's severed or damaged or broken as it could be. Right? So if you don't agitate something, we were talking about that, using that analogy on another stream yesterday. Anything you don't agitate is in a stable condition. That don't mean it ain't a scar or it ain't a bruise or it ain't a gunshot wound or it ain't some type of wound. But see, wounds can be worse than wounds. You can agitate a wound. A wound can get infected. This is the same thing about life when it comes to relationships and how sensitive and fragile, depending on what your position is, can be for the whole team. It don't matter if a person saying they heart and mind, oh, that ain't a part of the team no more. Would that take away from that person's position? For example, didn't Michael Jordan, he played basketball, but then he went out for a second and maybe played baseball for a little while too? That would be a great example right now of what I mean with life. You can have two separate positions. Now, I was talking about playing those positions at the same time. Nobody can physically do that. Not even Michael Jordan could do that. He couldn't be on the basketball court playing for the Bulls while on the baseball field. See, life might require you sometimes to divert, whatever, because if Michael Jordan never went towards the direction of baseball, he would have never learned what his potential was with it. I'm sure he knew his potential. I didn't say that right, but like he wouldn't have known what exploring that would have been like, right? That's a position that you choose. Comparing it to that of a stepmother or stepfather, because with certain positions, you choosing that position alone brings more into your plate. We're not preaching, we're just giving inspirational insight and You Will Make It TV on this stream this morning. Because how is that not true? Okay, so I'm going to repeat it again. Certain positions that you choose in life or that you're selected for, y'all know, like I was trying to teach, you have different ways that people are invoked into positions in life. Some it's because they chose it. Others it's because maybe it was a more forceful way. But if you're forced into a position, is that abuse? Yes or no? Leave your opinions in the comments. That's abuse in itself. Like, this person had no say so in any place they stood in life. Come on now. And a person wouldn't question it either, because you can get a person so accustomed to not having some kind of control over their life that they actually find that normal. Or look, they say, I want to know what's out there in the deep, because it's always pitch black, right? And they throw a big stone out there into the dark deep just to see what happens, right? And they notice when they throw the stone so far, nothing happens. But every time the stone goes a longer distance, the stone is actually being thrown back or something. It's like it was a whole indication or a whole sign that, hey, something's out there in that dark and deep, whether you had to be curious about it or not. There's some people positioned to me too. Watcher, observer. They can say, what job pay you to do that? There's many careers out there that you can observe, watch, listen. Just like there's people that can't see. They have positions in life. They still have jobs. They still live lives. I've seen many blind people in public. I'm just giving that as one example. I really have. It might be I can't even call it uncommon. It might be rare. It might not be every day, but there is a handful of times I was just out in public handling some business, running some errands or something, and I saw a blind person. Or a person that might have been audible, or a person that can't hear. How was I able to tell? They have a whole hearing piece in their ear. But that don't mean they don't have positions that they play in. Like, literally, I've seen people with some disabilities still living powerful lives. Like, they have some type of control. That's what's interesting. People assume that people with disabilities or people who lack or have a crutch. But let me say lack. That's a better term right now for what I'm trying to describe. Because lack is most people with some type of disability they live with every day. They might feel like they lack somewhere every day physically if they just chose to sit in that energy. We can all look at where we lack or missing or kind of down. We can all look at that and just use that as a crutch of why we can't become more greater, more knowledgeable, insightful, more understanding, still get things done, if you will, as much as you can. Even people in the hospitals, they don't just be in the hospital bed all day. Some of those people, they make them get up and walk. They take strolls. They can go to the cafeteria. You're not just in the bed 24/7. They're going to make you get up and get active. If you can't use your legs, they might have you do therapy in other spots of your body. Nobody just should be. That's my way of proving, like, is there a such thing as just like sitting in a toxic energy for too long? Because maybe you might go there a little bit sometimes, but let's say it's possible to sit in it too long. How much damage are you doing to yourself? How much damage are you doing to others? Why wouldn't we ask ourselves that? So positions is a whole thing. Like, even in some mythical stories you could read about great gods and legends and spirits and stuff fighting each other. Oh yeah, positions matter. They might just want to fight you and go to war with you for that. Just who you were born as. Some of these prophets and chosen people of God, they was experiencing, let's talk about it for a second. That's why people want to believe the Bible is a myth or it's a mythical book or whatever they be talking about. No, they make a lot of sense, actually, that, people for the longest period of time in history have always fought over positions. They might not even warn you, like, hey, yeah, I'm just finna bogart. I want your position. Because we talked about the positions we might be aware of in life, even the positions that we choose and don't choose. But regardless of what that's about, from the other side, I started to stream off talking about how I feel like people be envying people positions out here. It ain't their character. It ain't their personality. It ain't the food they like or the man they have or the woman they got or the superstar in the family they got. It ain't none of that. Because, see, to me, what you possess may come with your position. See, look at life. Of course, a person will say you winning if you end up finding you a good man, a good woman with a job, and they respect you, they treat you well, the family loves them. Okay, those are just the possessions of the position of the new man you just fell in love with or something. Okay, let's talk about another example. You could be a man with a new woman and you bring her around. It like I said, it would be like a two-way street thing. Like both of y'all pretty much are trying to, because if you just met a person, and that's most relationships, they say relationships go through stages and cycles. But those relationships, I'm getting people to think about it. Those ones that, because the kids, the babies in those situations, they never have a choice. Once again, does that take away from their position? No, it does not. I'm a firm believer in that. Like, my kids are not just ghosts because I get in a relationship, or I wouldn't want the next person kids to just be ghosts because they met me and we spend a lot of time together. But you do got to give people that. I mean, if they're dating somebody, I'm one of those firm believers in life too. Like, everybody don't even have to meet your kid. It ain't even about who you dating. Everybody out there, anybody that you feel like you don't want to know your kid, they don't have to. Some of these kids, they hold celebrities right now, and they have fans that they probably will never even meet. Some of them, a handful, they might in life because they're going to be trying to follow them and be a fan of them the rest of their life. Some are already celebrities, they were born into it. That don't mean they asked for that. So I wouldn't necessarily judge the just the face and all of that of the position. Like, oh, they seem to possess a lot because of their position. I had told people too, when it comes to positions, I had thought about something in my life, right? Like, even if you feel like you serve the world no purpose at all, not saying I feel like that, but anybody could feel like that at any given time. Because maybe they down on their luck, or they do have a lot of possessions, but they still feel like for some reason that's what you would call lost or blind. Even if it's temporarily lost or blind, they might feel like, oh, I have all these possessions, but I still feel like I'm missing something. People do have those stories out there. You know, they might be going through an affair and they married. Some things, people go through, we celebrate them, even if we see them overcome it, because those same issues in life are reasons that people not whole here no more, or they in prison now, or they, these same situations that others overcome. Overcoming has never been, how can I explain this? Overcoming is like, to me, about self-will. That's why we was talking about disabled people's stories I've already seen that are still living very active lives today or in the past. They still get things done around their homestead, around their home, in their lives. They still probably have a community of people that they associate with and community with and frequent with from time to time. Because I think people need that. Like, notice how even in prison, like, people might have people that they associate with. Like, they ain't just walking around there by themselves every day. They might have at least 2 or 3 that you in there so long with them, you end up that's a part of your community now. But yeah, positions, guys. I'm a run the stream probably about 10 more minutes with some good gems we're dropping today, giving reverence to Domestic Violence Awareness Month. It's so crazy how like the world has a whole history of people doing it, just like fighting for positions. We can't say it's non-existent. I don't think they're fighting for possessions first when you're fighting for positions, because the positions would oftentimes come with the position. Oh, but yes, guys, positions, positions, positions. That's the word of the day. Cause even if you're gonna fight for something, I feel like they can always be healthy though. Like some matches, tournaments, game competitions, those are planned. And then in some of them, even in big leagues, people be feeling like, oh, the game was rigged. If they favorite team or group doesn't win or come out on top, hey, it's raining. Come on, poo poo. That's cool. It's a Halloween dance. So, anyways, possessions. We talked about the two P words, possessions and positions. You see? And I feel like if people just get too tied to possessions out here, of course, you wouldn't. I don't know how to explain it, but you don't want to get too tied to the possessions, because then it's like, what's more important, the position or the possession? If you know you only had the possessions through the position, what's more important? If you get more, you start putting only more time and value into the possessions and you forget about your position. I just feel like it's deep for any one of us to think about, like, and what are you talking about when you say possessions? Once again, we know people in our relationships with people are not items. They're not products. They're not toys. They're human beings. If you're going to choose to have a relationship, choose those type of positions in your life. Because once again, you might be born into it, but just because you're born into it, with most things, it doesn't mean you have to carry that position. Like, there might be a whole thing is transferring the right to certain positions, or giving up your rights to certain positions. What's the third one I was thinking of? Maybe even having a fight for your positions, like we was talking about. Like, history has shown us, people have done before. They just go into whole war. When I say fight for positions, what do you think that's about? Because somebody come in like, oh, we just wanted to take your position. I don't think it be about the positions. That's what I'm saying. Let's say your position is left field. We ain't even talking about the possessions and what come with your position being left field. You see what I'm saying? That's just your position. And it's a reason usually when you're in a certain position, you're right there. You're that piece. You're that chip. If you switch up your position, all of that matter. Like, did you, because can you really change that? And if it changed, did you give up the position or was it? Period. They do say people can do dumb things to like self-sabotage their own position. And sometimes they just sabotage it for a little while. Like you can hold self-sabotage like, but people just be thinking it's over. Like, oh, that person self-sabotage. Like, you didn't see Sha'Carri Richardson? Yeah, she might have got in some trouble. She didn't pass the drug test. She was one of the top Olympian choices, this young black lady. Okay? And she still came back and competed. Now, if you get a penalty, you got to sit out for 4 years, 3 years. Okay, sir, that some of them, depending on what it is, they come back. I'm trying to remember if Brittany Griner did, because I ain't been really watching sports and stuff, y'all, like I used to. You hear me? But I did used to watch basketball a lot. Women's college basketball and even if I didn't like go to the games, I was just watching, just like studying the game, like when other people play too. Even out in public, you just like certain communities we come from, it's common to see people just playing basketball, like just having a tournament in the everyday park, right? You might not see that in every community. You know? In some communities, all you see is like the families hanging out at the park. Some communities, yes, you can expect that. Because they can have a court out there. That don't mean people be out there just on it like that. But some communities, it's okay. We see that. Like, just hold talent. Like, and anyways, what I was saying was with the positions. Every one of them matter in a game like that, too. You know? Like, where it's crazy. It comes back and connects like a team. Like a whole team. That's what that's why I was a Kobe Bryant fan, because this be true like this about life too. Y'all know they call him the Mamba. Today they call everybody the GOAT. It's a reverence they use. Not everybody, but they'll call somebody that's the lingo they use. But they used to call him the Mamba or something. It was just crazy because, like, he was one of those people in life, not to make people sensitive about Kobe Bryant right now, but he was one of those people in life, like, was that position earned, bro? Or people just threw that on you? Or, because they would be like, he a ball hog. They'll probably come show me footage later, like, you don't remember this and that? He was just the type of player, with his position, he was the type of, asset to the team, even though they were saying that, like, oh, he don't be passing the ball. I'm like, back then I used to be like, he don't need to. Even if y'all lose, leave him alone. He was just that great of a player. Like, let him shoot the ball, bro. Back then, them games used to be intense, bro. Y'all remember when Kobe Bryant was out there on the court, though? Come on, man, not to make us sentimental this Saturday morning, but yeah, I would defend him. I'm like, no, bro, he's the type of player, he does not have to pass the ball. If he's a ball hog, I feel like for some people, you like to see him interact with like team members and stuff, but he feel like he knew the game that well. Look at me still defending him. He feel like he knew the game that well. To where if you feel like you need to take over, but you can easily be called that. But certain games you can't be selfish. Like you automatically have to interact with your team members. I guess like hockey, you can still be a puck hog or a ball hog, where like it's only you, or soccer, you trying to score all the points all the time. People can start to look at you different. It's crazy. Kobe Bryant really went through this. And they knew. Y'all the one put this, like certain positions he just was. Like, you Kobe Bryant. Like, You came straight out of high school, because I feel like, yeah, the media and all the people judgments when they got fans can kind of probably affect their lives a little bit. They want to show all the cheating scandals and all that, but shout out to the LA Lakers, shout out to Kobe Bryant, and rest in peace in his memory and his daughter memory on this beautiful afternoon for sure. I need to go get me a few more jerseys. I ain't wore jerseys in a while, because I just, like I said, I haven't been like just chasing sports analytics or nothing like that lately. But yeah, they used to call him a ball hawk sometimes, or they be like try to put a judgment on him, like, yeah, he ain't trying to share, or he could have passed the ball in that play right there. Even as a fan, you will notice it. Like, no, I mean, a person that's a great, if they don't pass the ball, why would I be mad? Like, you do be mad if your team's losing and stuff, but you kind of more trust their judgment, because I'll never forget that one game. He already showed you his greatness. How many points? I know they was playing the Raptors. I think was it the Raptors, y'all? But I remember watching the game, is all I'm trying to say. I was up that evening watching that game when he put all them points up. That's why I'm already convinced. But that don't mean a person gonna win every challenge on their own. You saw the whole time he had a team on the court. You'll be like, yeah, give me the play every time. You cannot deny that type of greatness, like just that type of confidence. But like I said, some of the other team players could immediately feel like, oh, you like that. They talk about it in the sports interviews and everything. Just then you want to add the scandals, like, is he cheating on his wife? That distraction gonna be there though when you bring that competition like that. Like, that didn't mean those issues in his life wasn't real, just like with Tiger Woods, right? It do seem like it be like anybody can kind of, because there might not be like physical abuse and stuff like that either, but hey, they be taking whole backlashes in the public about like whole public whippings, if you will. Like, oh, Kobe. Oh, well, with the game, you gotta expect that anything. Like, they gonna report on the game, like how you playing, what you doing and stuff. I'm like, let the man play. And I used to hate, we just keeping Kobe Bryant memory alive for a second. I used to hate when he hurt himself, right? Because this whole games, why they just trying to talk about the games where he was quote unquote a ball hog. They need to talk about the games he couldn't even play because he has an injury. Because that happens with anybody. I'm telling you, these games be just like these competitions, and real life be just like life. Like, you can't hold a time in the game where the person was injured against in the game unless, you're associating that with the whole team. Because if they was injured or sick or on the sidelines for a whole injury, you see what I'm saying? Because one injury can take 6 weeks, 8-week life, just like this. And then it's always going to be the test of time. Like, now you seeing how the whole team doing. This person, like, over here on the whole sidelines, bro, with an injury. Because on the bench means different things in the game, and just like life, too. Because you could just be on the bench. You still a part of the team. You just on the bench. You always been known to be second string. You're not a main player. You've been on the bench for the first 2 years of your contract, because some of the players it's like that, but they still get paid depending on what level you're competing at, or they still have the same opportunity to. For some of these players, they're not getting in the game either, as long as the main star is. The main start, the first string is doing what they supposed to be doing. It's just different levels to the game, bro. Just like with life. Like, if you usually sit on the bench, it gotta be a whole reason they put you in the game, bro. Sometimes that's because a person had a whole injury, and that could be sporadic. I was just saying because he was one of my favorite athletes, I just used to hate to hear about it. Like, oh my God, he used to just rock my world back then. Like, oh my God, Kobe Bryant hurt, his ankle messed up. I just check the news all the time, the sports news. Like, is it getting better? When he getting back in the game? When you check in like that, yeah, you know they was great. You see, so I didn't pay that no attention as a fan back then. Y'all saying he was a ball hog and stuff. What about the games he could not even participate? What about those games? Cause it was probably a few they won with him not in the game. It was a lot they lost just because he had to sit out. But with those type of circumstances, you really don't know. All you know is that injuries are real in life. You see what's what. You know how they say, like, it's like people that heal and all that. People don't like to get into those topics because if they'll take it to like, well, if you can heal everything, why is the world like it is? Like, cause maybe healing is 50% of it is you have to want it. People still don't want to talk about it. If people show signs that they actually want, I believe in life in this way now, and that maybe something out there does, like, see the people, hear the people, see what's going on, cause that's to be respected, If a person is showing 50% of that they want their position, it's gonna take 100 though, cause people will use that other 50. Like, well, what you doing with it? That's just life and positions. But the step parents are a position. Back to what I was saying, and I just feel like they need to start a whole step parent, step grandparent. It just be other positions in families. Like, people feel like don't matter in family dynamics. Or maybe it's just that these positions don't hold as much, they don't hold as much weight, or because like I said, some you just born into, some families only come together through marriage, or babies being born. Everybody earns. Some people earn a position. Some it come to them because what somebody close to them did. Now you related to this person. That's all it is. Like, positions. Not to make the world look like game chips everywhere, but just like in games. That's why I was talking about basketball a little bit. Depending on how you play your position, do affect the whole game. You could be so at the other players, at the other competitions net, that it actually gets all tied up. That's a real thing. It can happen in boxing, any sport you can think of. It's really crazy. Like, the game can actually get all tied up. All tied up means both of these competitors was in it so strong. It's like a tie, like a bow tie sitting at the top of the game. Like, now who won, right? That's how I look at it. We got to give life that sometimes. At the end of real competitions, they make all the players and competitors shake hands at the beginning and at the end. Don't have to shake hands, but I think they just kind of like high five it out or low five it out. Like, but they do make them do that while they're competing, if they're going to compete. That's what I'm saying. Healthy competition. Not just ones, anybody they think they want to go start one, but even if you do that, you can't get mad at the results. We've seen many movies. Like, look at the movie Bring It On. How the whole time them girls was getting ready for their competition that was coming up, the whole other girls that just wanted to make the competition, they thought it would be fun, which is pretty much expected with like high school age girls maybe, but They feel like they would make the competition more interesting and go and kind of spy in and look in on the other team and what their routines were. But still, even when the truth came out, see, I just feel like personally that takes the fun out of competitions personally. Because it's like, why some people actually come for the game. They come for the raw, authentic. They just want a game. They want a competition. Even with horse races, I don't care what it is. When people come to that, I'm sure. And some, they come pay to watch. Ain't that something? Those gladiator fights and stuff back then, I know they used to have something like an arena where they put people in there with whole animals. I think sometimes it was just literally entertainment for them people, and they paid to get in those coliseums. This ain't no game. It was entertainment. A competition, that's what it's always been known, and people have always been known to be willing to like, oh yeah, I'm gonna come pay to see who's gonna come out on top. Don't you think that's a lot of pressure? Hey, even some of these athlete sports games and stuff out here, on whatever level they could be on, people be behind the scenes just like betting. Like, yeah, I bet on the Cowboys. I bet on the 49ers. They just be betting on games, like, cause they feel like they love the game that much. They love the competition that much. It's a real thing in life. I wouldn't say you're gonna bet on something like, cause that's putting your time in and your money in it. What is a bet really? Like, it's a whole different type of contract if you think about it. I saw this one documentary that during the early slave times where slavery was legal, that see this how real competitions is. I found it really interesting. I need to find that video and watch it all the way through, but I saw it while I was scrolling through, and it said this one lady literally she became rich. She was a black lady. She became rich. I thought I was talking the whole time. It was still on mute. Yeah. Competitions are serious. They're real. They used to have gladiator fights, like I was saying, where they put people in there with animals. Like people, I don't know why they wouldn't want to believe the Daniel and the Lions Den story is real. There was some people, they have a 2-in-1. Like, this your punishment, our entertainment. We'll make these people pay to come in here in the Coliseum and watch and watch the showdown, and then they'll even bet on it. So it do be all kind of money invested. I feel like behind the scenes with just like disputes and beef and competitions that people just think, oh, society's getting crazy. People are more violent. They're more at each other necks. No, maybe it's like That too, like money on the other side of bets and stuff people done made that you don't even know about. Cause this bet actually ended up blessing a slave's life. Literally. I was like, wow, what a story. You don't know that your slave master out there making bets, and even if the bet wasn't about her specifically, maybe it just said you had to, if he lost the bet, he had to marry one of his own slaves. Whatever they was out there playing, betting, challenging, competition about. Bringing ethics, integrity, morals back into that, because people actually have been known over the course of history to pay to come see competition. It's always been a source of entertainment. Gladiator fights and
Clean up, clean up.
battles. Not every battle is over serious matters. They be out here just. To me, it goes back to positions.
I'm stuck right now.
Hey, boo boo.
Hi.
It just goes back to the every time, like positions, and giving people them more where they're revered and due. To me, that don't mean every parent is perfect or every step parent is perfect, but the step parents of the world, that is a whole position. That's only if you're married. I don't know why people be out here bugging out, really, in positions that they're not even like, or they so quick to state theirs, you didn't even ask. Like, what? Like, we know positions is real out here, and that some are chosen and some aren't. Some just be in positions, just forced over there. Did they choose that? Did they choose every dynamic of what their, because like I said, some positions are signed up for totally. People sat there and signed their own, and they feel like if they put somebody else's name, like, no. But if it's you doing the physical act, you are choosing to indulge in that bet, that competition, whatever it was. People think bets and competition since the beginning of time, bootleggers and cowboys and pirates. Let me keep going. Not just gangs and stuff. It's been other groups over the history of time that have always fought for positions. It's another thing when you fighting for positions and somewhere, like I said, with pirates. Why you think Pirates of the Caribbean was a big movie all over the world? They actually used to do that. They go rob other ships and stuff, like, for a living. It's just an ongoing competition for positions. Then you might think you got away on a pirate ship, but some of them people done put curses and spells and stuff all over their treasures. I believe that's where all of this stuff had probably more organized when it came to the intent of why people was doing stuff and how it got mixed up with crime and stuff like that, in my opinion. Like whole spirituality, like practices, just to help people live their, what's to them, regular lives. Like, if you was a pirate, that was probably a part of how y'all know some of y'all ancestors ain't whole pirates. They own ship dynasties and stuff. We just don't know because there's still a lot of hidden truths under the sea too. Probably that's where you think they found the other treasures, on abandoned ships under the sea. Do people know that? They be out here finding whole treasures, and some people dedicate their lives, like we see on other movies. Scoot over, Morgan. They dedicate their whole lives to searching for treasure. I don't know how often people find it. I'm gonna start watching more. Cause just imagine dedicating your whole life to that. You're not even stealing it. Like, you willing to go on voyages and missions to go look for like actual Actual treasure. Imagine doing having one of those beeper machines that can spot treasure in the ground. Imagine having one of those and you pass a person and it begins to go off, but they look lowly and poor and like they don't have much and like they going through everything in the world, and you would be like, why is this person must have some gold or something on them, but you looking at them, they ain't got no gold. They empty their pockets for you. They ain't got no gold, no silver, no type of treasures on them. But imagine it beeping just passing a person. Maybe it's their heart. They got a heart of gold. You know what I'm saying? But some people dedicate their whole lives. That's why I always feel like theft and stuff like that is wrong. Not just because it's on the 10 Commandments, but like it's whole people that just give up their life, go on voyages to go look for treasure right now. Just like there's storm chasers. These are people positions that they choose in life, right? And others, the ones you hear like, oh, they was forced into this position. That's why it's always sad, because there's people doing all kind of stuff all over the world, you know? And they chose it. They joined the Peace Corps, the UN, nation troops, world peace. They become all kind of things, and they dedicate their whole life to it, like world peace advocates. Just all kind of different areas that do help contribute to just like all society. What were we talking about teens and stuff? So shout out to all the single parents is a position too, but we know no parent just had the baby by themselves. So it's like, what is a single parent really? They just be talking about the lifestyle, I guess. And people take it to heart, or I don't know, maybe they think people use that as a crutch, but the position in itself is actually very real. And then you have step parents, and then you have, how do step parents come about? I just feel like people be putting themselves in positions like, you're not a step parent if you're not married to the kids' parents. So just like they be talking about, oh, women need to watch the guys they have around their kids. That is true. But it goes both ways. Like, and of course, people still be dating out here with kids.